Hello everyone. Today we are going to see how we can perform different, I can say, calculations in vector in this session. I can say vector calculations over here. So, so imagine like we have already used this apple vector we have created with the values of the weight of apple maybe. So in this case, let us try to reuse the same in our operations. So if you want to sum different elements of the vector apple, so I want to sum apple, I want to sum the first element of apple with the, you can say, second element of the apple in this way. So I'll be using apple in the bracket, I'll put the index of that. I want to add the third element, that is I'll put 3, fourth element, I'll put 4. So what it will do is it will give me the output actually. So it is saying apple not found because all my variables, it is not there actually. So let me just try to run this over here. In this case, my variable is there. This vector variable is created on the right hand side as we can see. Now what we'll do is we'll jump into this and we'll again we'll run this code and we'll see we are having the value 8.4. So it is adding the values by checking the space actually. The same thing you can do by using the sum function, sum, and in between you can use the variable that is apple we are having. You'll get the same value 8.4. The only difference is if you want to add the first number with the second or third number, for example, so you need to use explicitly, you need to define the location of the item in the vector, or else if you want to add the complete set of items actually, so in this case, you have to use the sum variable as a sum. In this case, we have used apple. Similarly, if you want to perform any kind of operations, like if you want to multiply all the elements by some value, so I'm going to multiply this value by 2, that is my vector elements are multiplied by 2, and I'm able to see the values 2.4, 2.8, 4.8, and 6.8. That means my all the elements are being multiplied by 2 in this case. Similarly, if you want to subtract the values, or if you want to, let us just try to say, if you want to divide the value by 2 in this case, so you can use the division operation and you can get the value 0.6, 0.7, 1.2, and 1.7. Similarly, if you want to apply square root function with all the elements of the vector, we'll use sqrt function over here. You can see the value. And similarly, if you want to see exponential, exp, that is exponential function, to my all elements of the apple vector, I'll get the exponential of all the elements over here. So these operations are pretty simple. We can see it is very easily applied over here. Similarly, if you want to have some kind of operations, like I want to create one more I can say vector, and then I want to perform these operations with that vector. So let us just try to create another vector with the name as adjusted weight equals to, the vector will start with the values as 1.2 and 1.2 maybe, 1.4, 1.4. So there are 4 different elements in this vector. I'll run this vector and I can see on the right hand side this value is created. That means the vector variable is created in the system. Now what I'm going to do is, for example, let me check like 1.2 and again multiplied by 1 or 1.2. The value which I'll get over here is, it will be 1.44. So let us just try to see. Let me try to multiply, you can say, the two vectors. Let me just try to multiply the two vectors. So I have apple is one of the vector multiplied by, you can say, adjusted weight. So when I multiply this value, I'll see the value as 1.44, 1.6 is 3.36 and 4.76. So both the elements, both the vector elements are getting multiplied actually, we can say. So one is adjusted weight and the other one is, you can say, the original apple, basically apple vector which we have created in this case. So that is how we can perform different operations in vector.